Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's Weekly Roundup. It's been a little while since we've done one of these, but just in the spirit of the executive order being continued, here at the City of Watertown, we're trying our best to keep some things normal that we can. My roundup today is 99.9% about the coronavirus, but nonetheless, we wanted to have an opportunity just to engage with you and provide some updates. As you've probably noticed, we're sharing our case counts every day on our Facebook page and on our website at 2 o'clock. We are listing case counts by positive and probable. And I know there's been some questions about the probable number not moving. And what I want to do is provide a little clarification. Those that are deemed probable will never move into the positive column. For a variety of reasons, those folks have been evaluated by a healthcare provider, and that provider has deemed them a probable case, and that does not mean that they will be tested. And there's a lot of reasons for that, transportation availability, many reasons why someone may not be tested, but they meet the criteria for a probable diagnosis. Those people will hopefully move to the recovered section, and then that number would fluctuate from there. So we had an extended order issued yesterday. Here at the city, when those come out, we huddle up very quickly and to try to provide information to you in a digestible manner. Some of the largest changes that I'll highlight today, and I will say we have a very nice infographic on our Facebook page that explains a lot of the components of the order that affect the majority of people. But the biggest changes that came yesterday was public libraries can open for curbside service. And I can tell you, as of about an hour ago, our public library was in conversations about what that means for the city. So more information on that will be forthcoming. Golf courses may open with a variety of different restrictions. Arts and crafts stores are open for curbside pickup in order to make homemade face masks and gowns. And then some aesthetic or optional exterior work, like lawn care, is allowed in certain situations. There was a variety of changes that were provided to buildings and businesses, rather, about the cleaning and sanitation of those buildings, and also the quantity of people that can be inside the building based on square footage. We obviously also saw a change to the public school system and some clarifications on local parks. The biggest one is that this order is at this time extended until May 26th. I also want to point out there was one change to non-essential businesses, and that is that the governor and the Department of Health Services have provided some opportunities for these non-essential businesses to increase their amount of minimum basic operations, and that's to include deliveries, mailings, and curbside pickup. So for some of those businesses that are able to accommodate mailing and delivering and curbside pickup of their product, this order does provide for some flexibility there. I mentioned face coverings. Here at the city, we're working in conjunction with Watertown Regional Medical Center to acquire face coverings and homemade gowns. We are working with our area craft suppliers on what materials and design we're looking for those masks to be. And I will tell you, we are in need of at least 200 to 300 more. We've already gotten a lot of donations, which we're very appreciative of, but we're in need of about 200 to 300 more face masks, homemade face masks, and at least probably 30 to 40 gowns. We do have design for that on our city website, and hopefully with these craft stores being open, people will have access to the materials that they need. If you are interested or willing to design and donate those, the donation point is at the fire department, and then we're working in concert with Watertown Regional Medical Center to provide those to all essential staff. In addition to this new order, it did allow us as a city to evaluate the operations that we have. And I feel like we're probably going to give people a little bit of a smile with this one, but I'm happy to say the yard waste site will be opening. I feel like applause should be going behind me at this point. I have heard a lot of concern about the yard waste site. We were doing our best to comply with the governor's order. We shifted to doing that curbside. But now with the governor's order that came out yesterday, we feel as though we have the latitude and the space to open our yard waste site. So that site will open on Monday, May 20th. And it is open, as always, on Mondays and Wednesdays from 3:30 to 7 and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. There are some accommodations that we have to make, though, in order to open it. And that is that unfortunately, we will not be able to assist you in bringing items off your vehicle. We will have to do some traffic control. We have to maintain the 6 feet of social distancing. And you cannot, just throw the biodegradable bags onto the pile. We will have carts there, but you'll need to dispose of your bags. So far, we have done the curbside pickup of yard waste for weeks 1 and 2, and we're in week 3. We will continue that through week 4. So those of you that have already prepared and have stuff on your curbs, we will pick up through week 4, which ends April 30th. So we will get to those last 2 areas of town that we have not yet hit. Also, starting on Monday, the street department yard will be open for some limited operations. So Monday through Thursday from 6:30 to 4:30, and Friday from 6:30 to 3:30, the street department yard will be open for drop-offs like construction debris, mattresses, furniture, small electronics. There is a list of what those drop-off items are and their associated price on the city website. At this time, we're not going to be able to do any extra garbage and recycling drop-off at that location, but you can get rid of some of those larger items that you've been holding on to. When you come into the street department yard on First Street, we're asking you to give us a call, and you'll have to pay over the phone. So the only way that we're able to make this work at this point, to be in compliance but still open, is for people to pay via phone. If that's a problem for you, you can certainly give the street department a call, and we'll do our best to try to accommodate, but we really are able to handle the vast majority, if not all people, by paying through phone. So we'll be looking again for you to be able to offload that material. Our attendants will not be able to assist you in getting that material out of your vehicles. You'll have to maintain the 6 feet of social distancing. We will post something later today that clearly talks about both of the items I'm sharing with you right now. Also, something that we're able to reopen with this new governor's order that's given us a little bit more latitude is to open up our disc golf course. So the disc golf course will be opening on Friday the 24th. And we would just like to remind you that we need to make sure that we're abiding by social distancing requirements and that we're not gathering in groups larger than 10. The public health officer, any of them, but ours as well, has the authority to close local parks if needed. We really don't want that to happen, so please make sure that you're in small groups and that you're maintaining your 6 feet of social distancing. Another question that we're getting quite a bit, and I don't blame you, is how do we get back to normal? And this is a question that I've asked repeatedly to our elected officials throughout the state, to other mayors, to the League of Municipalities who assists us in advocating for changes at the state level. And I've honestly, it was before I walked up to do this video, email exchanging with the governor's office, talking to them about what we need in order to understand what has to be met to get back to a more open economy and a more open city. 2 of the things that I know that are being discussed, the Medical College of Wisconsin has these 5 nice criteria that they're suggesting, and it's based on the CDC, be met before governments reopen or cities reopen. And I can tell you off the top of my head 2 of those, which I can speak to, is an adequate supply of personal protective equipment. We have enough for right now, but we do not have enough for the long game. And then also an adequate supply of testing and the capacity for those tests to be worked on at a lab. There's enough testing supplies here and there, but there are not enough testing supplies across the board in this county. So I know that those are 2 benchmarks that the Medical College was sharing with us that I find digestible, and I wanted to share them with you. But please know that I am doing my best to advocate for you all. I know there are people that want me to change the order. And I don't have that authority, and neither does the City Council. In fact, in the order itself, there's something that it's called a supremacy clause, and it basically is saying that any local order that were to conflict with the order coming out of the state order would supersede that. So I don't have that authority, but what I can do is advocate for what we need and the information that we're looking for, and I am doing that 24/7 for the last probably 7 or 8 weeks at this point. And we are receiving a positive response when we kind of pull on that chain and look for help. So I will tell you, I know that there is a lot of question about extending beyond the 60 days of the original emergency order. Without getting too deep in the weeds, if you're wondering about the governor and the Department of Health services their capacity to extend the order beyond May 10th or 11th, I would just share with you that I think that's all still getting flushed out. So I don't have a good answer for that at this point, but I can tell you in the 3 conversations I've been in today with other leaders from around the state, it's something that everyone is hearing from their legal entities and their delegations is something that's being looked at. I do want to share that with the extension of the order and hearing obviously yesterday that the funding sources are running out from the federal government and in some cases have completely been all used up, I have been spinning my wheels on a way that we could find some type of support for our small businesses here in Watertown. And I want you to know I am working on a project right now. I'm looking at using some non-taxpayer dollars in order to provide a grant program. I am not going to be able to solve all of the financial problems that small business owners are experiencing, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to provide something to the City Council for them to consider that will at least have a small lifeline that we can extend to the businesses that mean so much to us in this community. So hopefully more will be coming on that in the coming days. Here's my 0.1% that isn't about COVID. We elected at the election half the council, new city council members. So those council members will be sworn in on Tuesday virtually. We'll be doing another electronic meeting. But please take a look at our website next week, probably mid next week, and find out who your new alderperson is if you live in an even district. And I'll also give a plug for our new city website. We rolled out a new city website just yesterday. We're hoping that's a lot more mobile friendly for you and a lot easier for you to find the information that you're looking for. Lastly, I just want to share, operations in the city throughout this time, although they have been adjusted, have largely remained intact and the same for you. And with that, we still have regular needs like jobs. We have job postings that are available right now. So please check out our city website for information on the job opportunities that we have here. And I am always willing to be an advocate and a resource for every single one of you, whether you are kind to me on social media or not kind to me, it makes no difference. I am here to serve you nonetheless. So if there is something that you are struggling to accomplish, achieve, have for yourself, your family, or your friends, you can reach out to me. You can catch me through this Facebook page. You can catch me through my city email, which is on the city website. And I promise you I'll do my best to get you in contact with the resources that you need. So I'm hopeful that next Friday I'll be able to sit back here and have a little bit more positive information for you all. But nonetheless, please be assured that I hear you, your city council hears you, and the city government hears you. We have an immensely dedicated staff of city employees that is working, in a lot of cases, right on that front line as well, to ensure that the services you're used to are there and available to you. So I'd like to thank them and obviously thank our healthcare providers, our grocers, the people who provide shipping and supply chain. I mean, we could not do this without every single person that's playing in this game right now. And please know that if you're in need of anything, that we are here for you as well. I think it's supposed to warm up, but honestly, I haven't looked at the weather in a very long time. So I think it's supposed to warm up. I hope that you can enjoy some time in your backyards or walking or exercising and just stay healthy. We'll be back here next week. Thanks, everybody.